This story is titled Missing Days: How a Negative Mindset Robbed Me of Joy. I want to call this story one of my little golden nuggets. I've got a lot of stories, but I just kind of feel this one's a little special. So it's just a story I wrote here. I'm just going to read it to you. So this missing days, this is a concept that I got from my wife. And I like this concept so well that I decided to include it here. And my wife was asking me what I thought about a particular hypothetical situation. And she had used the phrase missing days in her situation. So when I thought about this scenario, I remember the time that I got laid off from WorldCom. Now WorldCom went bankrupt. That's a whole new story there, but which eventually I lost my job. Now I didn't know it at the time, but this was the beginning of a very hard time for me. We're talking at least a couple of years, if not more. Stories Shelley told me at the time surprised me of how I acted during this time. She was telling me how I had acted during this hard time I was going through, and it actually kind of surprised me that I actually did these things or acted this particular way. I didn't even realize that I did until she told me. I was actually kind of shocked. And I must have been very depressed, very down during this time. And I look back on these times, when I look back on now, I regret that I reacted that way I did. I actually regret it. Why did I do this? If only I'd taken a different tack on how I looked at things. If I just looked at it differently, it could have made a huge impact. If I looked at this layoff as a challenge, for example, that a new path was being laid down for me, this path, if I'd taken it differently than the way I did, it could have been great. The way you handle difficult times is very, very important. If I just took a positive approach and used this bad situation to just improve myself and to move on and get better and improve myself. So instead of just being depressed, take steps to make myself better. Look at things differently. Look at things positively. Think negative, just boom, it's just a downer, right? I could have been better. I could have had better and happier days to live. You want to live a couple of years being depressed? Or would you rather be any other way than that? So in my case, my missing days were quite a few. I mean, we're talking more than a year here, so 365 plus, right? probably 400, 500 days. So my missing days were quite a few. Quite a few days of being down, being depressed, being negative. Now, if I just switch this down approach with a up approach, and my life could have been up, being happy and feeling positive about myself and my life. I found this following quote by Napoleon Hill to help understand my thoughts. And here's the quote: "Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit." I think that really applies in this case. That layoff that I encountered had carried a seed that if I just taken hold of that seed, could grow and become a benefit in my life that could have been even greater than I had before. It could have been greater. No more missing days. You think about it. Would you rather be depressed? Or would you rather be happy? Is it just a mindset that you take? How you approach life? I guarantee you I'd rather get my missing days back. Guaranteed. I could have took steps to make myself better, some form or fashion, taking a positive approach. Just accept that bad stuff happens to you through your entire life. I've had plenty super bad ones. Some bad ones that still haunt me today, but you just got to live with it and just go on. Anyway, I embellished my story a little bit there. Anyway, this was my little golden nugget I wanted to hand over, that maybe you could apply this to your life and avoid some missing days in your life. It's a lot better being happy than depressed. Guarantee you. Anyway, that's the end of this story.